Tonight in Dimension, powerful stories take you deep inside homicide investigations. You've seen images like these on TV dramas, but this is the real thing.
We are living through the most murderous year in Minneapolis history. Reporter Caroline Lowe and photojournalist Nancy Suhu spent 5 months with 4 homicide investigators on the front lines of this urban war. And like the detectives, Caroline and Nancy were on call day and night, going where no television cameras have ever been allowed to go before. Tonight we bring you their first-of-a-kind look inside Homicide.
This is the scene of a murder, where Minneapolis homicide detectives start down the trail, tracking a killer.
Appears to be blood drops over in there that we'll kind of be careful of, that we don't step in.
This is where the media and public usually see that crime scene. From the outside, from a distance. But this time, it's different for us. Investigators take us inside the crime scene to watch what goes on as they unravel why a 31-year-old man is dead in his own living room. We watch crime lab investigators collect fibers with a special vacuum. The first homicide investigators called to the scene, veteran detective Sergeant Marv Rorvik and his young partner, Sergeant Scott Gerlicher.
See the gag that he's got in his mouth? Hadn't noticed that before.
They're in charge here. It looks like an execution-style shooting until the ME turns over the body.
His throat slashed.
Yeah, goodness gracious.
It's a big one.
The ME staff carries away the body. Rorvik and Gerlicher will stay for hours, piecing together a picture of Mark Crawford's life to help them solve the puzzle of his violent death.
Can learn a lot about people by looking at their scrapbooks, trying to get more names and friends and so on.
Anything else?
Any number of things. They could have been looking for drugs or vengeance.
We all done in there? We're not done. We've just begun.
And they begin by talking to relatives and friends of the victim.
Just call us tomorrow, okay?
The detectives head back to room 108, the police homicide office in City Hall, a place usually off limits to cameras.
Yeah, do you know Mark Crawford? He was stabbed and killed at his apartment sometime this last week.
Sergeant Gerlicher starts the most tedious work.
Your building?
Calls to numbers in the victim's address book, pager, and caller ID. Sergeant Rorvik suits up for the autopsy. Without a witness or a lead, this case will stay red on the homicide roster for some time. Only when suspects are charged do investigators change the case to black. May 23rd, homicide number 38, victim Cortez Cooper. Police already have his mugshot on file. A reputed gang leader, Cooper is gunned down while changing a tire. Sometimes one clue can point investigators to the trail of a killer. In the murder of Cortez Cooper, that clue came here at the corner of 28th and Nicollet in South Minneapolis. That clue, a license plate number. A witness gives it to homicide investigators assigned to this case, Sergeants Mark Lenzen and Don Smolsky.
Well, what a stroke of luck, though, to get that plate number. We'd be sitting here for 3,000 entries trying to figure out if this was the right car or not.
They match the license to a name and address. When there's no answer at that address, Smolsky prepares a search warrant. Even though it's after 3 o'clock in the morning, he calls on Judge Levy for approval.
Thank you. Possibly armed on the other side of the door.
They prepare for the worst.
So I'll open the door and then you look to the right, I'll look to the left, and then just kind of take it slow. There's no lights on.
There could be a killer behind that door. We take cover across the atrium.
Yeah. Boot it.
Police! Search warrant, police! Get out of the closet. Put your hands where I can see them on the ground! Now! On the ground! Anybody else in here? No. Put your face on the ground! Now! Don't move!
Turns out the man inside is not the killer, just another clue. He sold a car spotted at the murder scene to someone else a few weeks ago, to a Louis Jermaine Jaycox. Lenzen and Smolsky find his mugshot and record in police files, and they issue a warrant for Jaycox's arrest. 5 days later, St. Paul police catch Jermaine Jaycox.
You're at home trying to have a day off, enjoy your family, and you get a phone call and you've got to go.
And now, one of the most pivotal, yet delicate parts of their job, questioning a murder suspect. In my 15 years covering the crime beat, I had never seen anything like it.
The lies aren't working. We're not buying into what they're trying to convince us is true.
Somebody in your car was shooting people out of your car. You see as though you didn't violate to anybody or anything. You were there, and maybe you were shooting. I don't know which. I wasn't there, and I wasn't shooting. If you're just a witness to this thing, you probably should just tell us right now. Yeah, I was there. Okay.
Someone just runs out of lies. One lie leads to another lie, and pretty soon they can't keep their lies straight, and they run out of things to say, and then they start being quiet.
Then a twist that surprises even these veteran investigators.
And my little brother and Cortez, I went to school together after connection. So we were riding down 28th Street, Cortez was out there. That happened so fast, man. So by the time we got to his trunk, we were almost even with each other. And I seen him reach in his trunk. My little brother seen him reach in his trunk. So we just fired. Like 3 times or something.
Jaycox says his younger brother pulled the trigger.
Intentional try to kill him. It was either he's gonna get me or he's gonna get him.
It was amazing to watch a rock-steady denial melt into cooperation. They arrest the brother, who also claims self-defense. Around midnight, he leads Lenzen and Smolsky to the murder weapon. A gun buried in a yellow bag in St. Paul.
Hey, Mark, you got it. Let's even got a serial number on everything.
With a murder weapon, 2 confessions, a license plate, and long hours, Lenzen and Smolsky can change the Cortez Cooper case, murder number 38, to black.
Tomorrow night, the week Minneapolis broke its murder record. Round the clock with homicide detectives. A baby dies. Will the babysitter confess? Racing the clock on a possible double killing. And a case even the veterans say is like nothing they've seen in a lifetime of police work.
Tonight in Dimension, powerful stories take you deep inside homicide investigations. You've seen images like these on TV dramas, but this is the real thing.
It was back in August that the city broke the all-time high for homicides. And in that same week, reporter Caroline Lowe and photojournalist Nancy Suhu were in the middle of a 5-month project getting unprecedented access to show how homicide detectives do their job. This isn't TV drama. This is the way it really happens.
Sunday, August 13th, a rare quiet night here in room 108, the police homicide office.
Minneapolis 911.
Suddenly, a desperate 911 call. A baby has stopped breathing.
Sir? Number
103. Can you please hurry?
Sir?
Can you please hurry?
Do you want to try rescue breathing to try to help the baby?
How do you do it?
Okay, pick the baby up and hold him in your arms.
Nothing works. 7-month-old Dominique Jackson is dying. Her killing breaks the city's murder record.
I've known detectives that can't even go to an autopsy on a baby because it hurts so much.
Baby Dominique's death will turn out to be the first of 4 homicides in this record-breaking week, a grueling week for these 4 investigators. Sergeant Marv Rorvik, on the force 28 years, a decade in homicide. His partner, 27-year-old Sergeant Scott Gerlicher, he joined Homicide 5 months ago. And veteran investigators, Sergeants Mark Lenzen and Don Smolsky, a team for nearly 2 years.
It's hard to have much of a life because you can never count on having any days off. Sometimes when you're trying to be with your family, you can't because you have to come into work.
On this Sunday night, Smolsky is called in from home to help with the baby case. He joins Gerlicher and Rorvik, already on the clock for 9 hours. Police bring in the suspect, the baby's mother's boyfriend, Lloyd Watkins. He had been babysitting for Dominique.
Everything has a reason why it happened. People lose control sometimes, and if this is what happened, we need to talk about it. But your patient got tried, and then just pushed you over the edge a little bit.
No, the baby didn't have traumatization. The baby didn't even have nothing but just one crack, and that was it. The baby, I wasn't even move.
When someone does something so drastic and so harsh as to kill a baby, it, I think more than anything, enrages you, and I think it's important to control that anger.
We're not trying to make you out of some person that does this thing. How do we explain that the kid was alive in your care and died in your care?
He laid down on the bed. She started right back up again. The baby started back up again. I picked up and I shook her. And told her, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. Next thing you know, she did that again, and she didn't do nothing. I tried CPR, I pushed on her back.
Even in this place, used to dealing with death, the sadness is overwhelming. Sergeant Rorvik tries to comfort the baby's mother.
I'm certain that he's going to be charged with killing Dominique, okay?
Tuesday night, August 15th, Rorvik and Gerlicher near the end of their shift when police arrest a woman. Her boyfriend just found stabbed to death. It's going to be another long night.
I may not be home on time. We just had 65. Everything else going all right, though?
For the next several hours, it's chaotic, juggling calls from the media, interviewing intoxicated witnesses.
Sober one is not here and all the drunks are here.
The suspect is saying, as she's whipping him, I stabbed you.
The county attorney reviewed the case and decided not to charge the woman, saying she had a strong case of self-defense. Saturday morning, Lenzen and Smolsky are the homicide response team on duty. Even though it's quiet, there's plenty to do. Sorting through backlogs of paperwork, preparing for trials, yet always on edge, waiting for the phone to ring, the pager to go off, the next killer to chase. This time, a bizarre twist. Leo Lee Johnson comes to them to talk about a murder police did not even know had been committed.
Voluntarily admitted to strangling his live-in girlfriend to death back on August 6th over a narcotic dispute. I don't think in 17 years I've heard of anybody coming in and say, hey, I killed somebody, I want to turn myself in. Hang on, I got it. Police!
Lenzen and Smolsky comb Johnson's apartment for evidence. At 2:30 in the afternoon, Sergeants Rorvik and Gerlicher take over as a homicide response team. 7 hours later, I'm with them in car 1110 when the call comes. A possible double homicide. We beat the ambulances to the hospital. One man is shot, a second assaulted with a baseball bat. From the hospital, it's to the crime scene in North Minneapolis.
First couple hours are crucial, and the first thing people are doing is looking to get rid of the evidence or destroy it, mislead you, whatever. And you have to act quickly.
Just wanted to check with you again on the condition of the gunshot victim and the other one that were brought in.
The victims are improving. These will not turn out to be homicides. 2:30 a.m. Rorvik and Gerlicher finally go home after 12 hours. 5 hours later, the fourth murder of the week. A body found on the sidewalk near the convention center. Once again, only our camera is allowed inside police lines.
Yeah, come here. You see the one right under the armpit there?
Yeah.
That's probably going to be a fatal. The one in the back probably could be a fatal.
Investigators learn the victim is 57-year-old Richard D. Herrera, a homeless man well known and well liked on the streets.
You see somebody killed him?
Somebody did kill him. Some people talking about who killed Richard. I want you to call me with that information. Maybe I can even help you out with a little reward or something.
Within days, that trail goes cold. But in the coming days, Minneapolis homicide detectives will have many new murder trails to follow.
They're just coming so fast that everybody has almost always got a fresh murder that they're working on.
For Dimension, I'm Caroline Lowe.
And of the 4 homicides that week in August, only one, the murder of the homeless man, remains unsolved. Lloyd Watkins goes to trial in February on charges of killing Dominique Jackson.